Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some news updates from around the land of smiles for you today, this Thursday, September 19th. Now, today, we will be talking about a shocking snake attack. There's big music news on the horizon as well, and a little later, we'll be talking about a crackdown on Bali's tourists. But first, we're going to talk about our own misbehaving tourists here in Thailand, as some tourists were caught in an intimate act on a Phuket Tuk-Tuk. Ugh. Two foreign couples were caught engaging in intimate acts on a tuk-tuk near Patong Beach in Phuket during a traffic jam caused by heavy rain. A 40-second video of the incident, filmed by a driver following the tuk-tuk, was shared on social media, showing the couples displaying little concern for onlookers. The clip quickly went viral, sparking online outrage, with many criticizing the behavior and expressing concern over the lack of respect shown by tourists in the area. Come on, people. Tuk-tuks are open air, all right? If you're going to do that kind of stuff, get like, an Uber with a private driver with some tinted windows. This is just not cool. People, I don't know, man. People come to Thailand, they go a little wild. Any guesses as to the nationality? Do we know the nationality? I don't think that was actually included in the story. So let me know your thoughts. Who could it possibly be? My money is definitely on white people. I don't think there's going to be any denying that. But at the end of the day, this is just gross and unacceptable. People, just get a room. My God, leave your orgies in the hotel room, everybody. Okay, moving on. Not the only misbehaving tourist, but this time we're moving on to Pattaya. A tourist is urinating on a Pattaya beach. Guess what? Outrage sparked. That's right, a video showing a male tourist urinating on a Pattaya beach has sparked outrage on Thai social media. The clip, posted with the caption, "Swimmers swim and urinators urinate," go figure, went viral on Pattaya Facebook group, drawing criticism from locals. Many questioned why the tourists didn't use available restrooms and expressed concerns that such reckless behavior could damage Pattaya's reputation as a family-friendly destination. Come on, are we still trying to sell that? Local journalists confirmed the incident took place on Pattaya Beach late at night or early morning on September 17th, likely after the tourist had been drinking. Likely? Definitely. What are we talking about here? My God, dude, don't look. Okay, we all pee in the ocean, but you got to make sure that you're above waist, okay? Otherwise, this is just indecent exposure. Yeah, what's your take on this, guys? Look. I'm not going to admit to any indecent urination in my time partying, but certainly it's a thing and definitely can get you in trouble. So be careful where you decide to whip it out and go to the bathroom, especially because there are plenty of bathrooms available near the beach there. Drunk people making drunk decisions, not entirely surprising, but it is important to name and shame so that these people will, maybe think twice about it. Again, who am I talking about? We're talking about drunk people. They don't think twice about anything. Pattaya. Well, moving on. Now, we're getting into some scam news. I don't really know how everybody feels about the impending changes to the gambling laws coming to Thailand, but there are still some on the books right now. Now, a Tai Boxer is facing charges for promoting gambling sites. That's right, Tai Boxer Sutiwat, with about 440,000 Facebook followers, was caught promoting gambling websites for 1,500 baht per post. Seems low. The Central Investigation Bureau, or CIB, and the Technology Crime Suppression Division led to the bust on September 17th after finding Sutiwat using his page to advertise gambling links. He confessed and now faces charges under Thailand's Gambling Act of 1935? Well, we're going back here. Authorities emphasized their ongoing efforts to eliminate illegal gambling promotions online, warning social media influencers to use their platforms responsibly or face serious consequences. The public cooperation is encouraged in the fight against illegal gambling. Yeah, influencers hawking shady things, a tale as old as time. This is tough. Good on him. You know, he got caught. He's admitted to it. Not entirely sure what the punishments will be. Probably some sort of major fine and a sacrificing of the money he made doing that. But yeah, if you're going to be, I just can't imagine that. Like here at the Thaiger, we have to fully vet our clients, the people that we work with and promote on our platforms, to make sure everything is above board and legal. And he has an even bigger following than we do on Facebook. So very important influencers, if any of you are watching, that you take this seriously, because as soon as you are found out, you have a big platform. You are being scrutinized by the government at times, particularly when it comes to things like, let's say, gambling, yes, cryptocurrencies, Forex, like all of these different trading platforms can be a little sketchy. Even the legal ones that are totally above board come with that extra scrutiny. So make sure you're doing your due diligence before you say yes to taking that money. 1,500 baht a post. Not worth it, Sutiwat. I think maybe you will not make this mistake again. All right, moving on. I got a scary story. You know, I'm coming back strong with some snakes. A hospital maid survived a python attack in Samut, Prakan. Now, in Samut, Prakan, on September 17th, a 64-year-old hospital maid, Miss Arom, was attacked by a 4-meter-long python, while washing dishes outside her home. After being bitten on the thigh, the snake coiled around her, trapping her for over 2 hours. Jesus Christ. Despite her attempts to be free herself, she couldn't escape and began screaming for help. A passerby alerted the police, and rescue workers arrived, freeing her after 30 minutes. Miss Arom was rushed to the hospital with bite wounds, but survived the terrifying ordeal thanks to the quick response of authorities. Jesus Christ! 2 hours, man, and just screaming for help. I mean, you got to think you're probably a goner at some point. So this poor woman surviving this incident, I don't know what you do. 4 meters, man, that's a lot of muscle coiling around. Fortunately, it was like around her lower body, not getting up around the neck for some strangulation. And just kudos to her for surviving it. Everybody, be careful out there. If you are in rural Thailand, the snakes are abound, and it's rainy season, so they're moving around a little bit more, getting a little bit more brave. I mean, I think it was a few months ago we did a story about an Indonesian woman who was actually consumed by a python. This story could have ended a lot worse, but yeah. If you guys got any stories about snakes, let me know in the comments, because I mean, I love these stories. I think I love a good scary story, and especially when there's a happy ending. I know you guys have survived, so yeah, let me know your encounters. Not there, you know, it's like sharks. Snakes get a bad rep, you know, but pretty, you know, more afraid of you than them most of the time. Unfortunately, this woman was a target, but strong enough to survive. Kudos. All right, moving on to a weird one. I almost cut this story because it's just silly, but let me know what you think about this one. A Thai woman is being criticized for lying on a baggage conveyor at the Krabi airport. I don't know. A video of a Thai woman lying on a baggage conveyor belt at Krabi airport has gone viral, sparking widescreen social media criticism. Shared on X, formerly known as Twitter. What is this, Prince? The clip shows the woman casually resting on the conveyor, drawing backlash for violating airport rules, which prohibit sitting on the belt. Many netizens condemned her behavior as inappropriate, dangerous, and disruptive, calling for stricter enforcement of regulations and potential legal action. Authorities are being urged to investigate the incident. Come on, I don't know. Look, okay, it could be dangerous, right? Like your clothes could get caught in the conveyor belt, and then all of a sudden there's like a lawsuit on people's hands, something like that. This is clearly somebody just excited about her trip to Krabi, which I would be too, trying to make some funny little silly content. Look, don't do it. Tisk tisk, right? All this takes is like someone coming up and say, "Hey, lady, get off the conveyor belt before anything gets too bad." I'm not sure that the police need to be wasting their time investigating this incident and throwing the book at her. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Silly tourists doing silly things. I think we've seen much worse earlier in this broadcast anyways. But yeah, do let us know in the comments, everybody. Yeah, Mojo asks, what's there to be investigated? I agree. Well, I mean, we see it all. We saw what she did. Are we going to arrest her now? Like, I feel like that's might be a bit much. Mandalik says, maybe she wants to be picked up from the belt too. Yeah, just carry her off like suitcase. What is it's turning into a human trafficking story. QZ2 reminds me of Crocs getting caught in the Travelator. Yeah, that's what I mean. It can be a little dangerous, right? Especially if you have loose pieces of clothing that could have ended up worse. But come on, like, she's fine. Everyone's fine. We're all fine. Some people just like to freak out over stuff. I don't know. Now, we got some music news, everybody. A twofer this story. First up, Green Day is coming to Bangkok. And also, Pattaya Beach will be hosting the free Chon Buri Music Festival. So that's right, Green Day has announced their first show in 15 years in Thailand. The band will be performing at the Impact Arena on February 12th, 2025, with tickets to go on sale soon. Early October, that is. The band was slated to come back in 2020, but due to obvious reasons, were unable to fulfill that obligation. Looking forward to it. However, also, the Chon Buri International Music Festival is set to take place over at Pattaya Beach from Friday, that's this Friday, September 20th, to Sunday, September 22nd, offering free beachfront performances from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. The event will feature a star-studded lineup across various music genres, complemented by dazzling fireworks. In addition to the music, a bustling food market will serve fresh seafood and street food from Chon Buri. The festival offers locals and visitors a chance to enjoy music, food, and culture in a stunning seaside setting, promising an unforgettable weekend. Looking forward to that. That'll be fun. I will not be there. Unfortunately, I'm going to Pattaya next week on Wednesday. But if you are in Pattaya, go check that out. It's a free show. Tons of fun food, tons of fireworks. Why not? This is the stuff that's going to rebrand Pattaya as a family-friendly destination. But also Green Day. What are we talking about, man? One of my favorite bands. One of my go-to karaoke choices. Billy Joe Armstrong has a very easy range to sing along to. But I am definitely going to this one. I've missed a lot of the big concerts here in Thailand. I am not going to miss this. Absolutely amazing. Impact Arena, an amazing venue. Are we promoting that one, Jay? Are we doing Green Day? Green Day promo?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yes.
We have tickets.
Oh my God! I'm getting backstage. Let's do it. I don't care. I'll pull some Spider-Man stunts to get back there. But oh yeah, Elliot also says Maroon 5 is coming to Bangkok again for the 7th time, also performing at Impact Arena. I think Jay mentioned that earlier this week. But yeah, for me, nothing will be better than Green Day coming through. Yeah, Dookie. American Idiot, just some of like the all-time classic songs of my youth. This is some of the biggest news in the world to me. I can't wait to bring you content from when that happens. Moving on to our ASEAN section, everybody. We are heading first over to Indonesia. Now, Bali is cracking down on unruly tourists in order to preserve its local culture. So, Indonesia is cracking down on unruly tourists in Bali to preserve the island's culture and promote quality tourism. The government is deporting foreign visitors involved in illegal activities such as drug use and indecent exposure. Over 150 tourists have been ejected this year, and officials emphasize the importance of respecting local customs. Bali authorities are also enforcing a $10 tourism tax to protect the island's environment and heritage. Despite stricter regulations, tourism remains strong, with nearly 4 million visitors so far in 2024. The focus is on welcoming respectful, quality tourists. And also, yeah, obviously, you know, Thailand, we get our fair share of misbehaving tourists. Bali absolutely does as well. Now, the people you just saw pictured there are actually, they were drug dealers, smugglers, who are now facing either life in prison or the death penalty over there. So, guys, you know, if you're in Bali, don't mess around with the illicit substances, man. Just get your booze in you, have some fun on the beach. They don't mess around. Like, drug laws are strictly enforced all over Asia, but particularly in Indonesia, especially because, all right, so I remember a story, Australia, there were some drug smugglers from Australia that were they had smuggled in probably amphetamines or something into Indonesia, and it was the Bali 9, I believe. I can't remember the name of them, and it was a big diplomatic row. Australia requested that they merely get the life sentence and not be executed. Indonesia ignored the diplomatic requests from Australia and ended up executing them. So it is not something you want to mess with at all. In any of these countries, but yes, particularly Bali, where there's tons of that black market over there, and tons of people engaging in it. You don't want to be caught up and become one of these stories, that's for sure. All right, moving on. We are talking about something a little more serious now. We're heading over to Malaysia. Now, a Malaysian businessman has been charged in a child abuse scandal linked to an Islamic firm. So, the Malaysian businessman Muhammad Reza Makar, aged 39, was charged with criminal intimidation for allegedly threatening a former employee of an Islamic conglomerate, GISB Holdings, to withdraw a police report. He pleaded not guilty and was released on bail. This follows raids on 20 charity homes linked to GISB, where over 400 children were rescued amid allegations of sexual abuse and neglect. GISB denies managing the shelters, but admitted to isolated abuse cases. The company, tied to the banned Al-Arqam sect, describes itself as an Islamic conglomerate. Muhammad Reza is the second person charged in connection to the investigation. All right, moving on. Now, another crazy story on an airplane. Now, a Bangladeshi man has died on a Cathay Pacific flight over to Hong Kong. So, a 47-year-old Bangladeshi man died aboard a Cathay Pacific flight from Dhaka to Hong Kong after collapsing mid-flight. Despite efforts to revive him, he was declared dead upon landing in Hong Kong on September 18th. The cause of death remains unknown pending an autopsy. Now, this marks the third recent in-flight death following a 71-year-old German man and a 47-year-old Vietnamese woman who died on separate flights earlier this month. Authorities are investigating whether these incidents are connected or isolated events. Passengers were left in shock by the tragedy. Scary stuff, man. Like, the reason I wanted to report on this is because, well, it's happening more frequently. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Maybe there's something, you know, the 71-year-old man, okay, that's one thing. These guys were in their 40s. Like, there was a Vietnamese woman. Now, this guy in their 40s, that's definitely too young to just be collapsing on an airplane for some reason or another. Hopefully the autopsies can give us some answers here and figure out, like, are certain people more at risk if they're heading up into the sky? Obviously, like, you know, there are certain factors. Like, if you've had surgery, you can't go up and fly. You might bust open or something like that. So I'm wondering what is going on so that I can find some answers. I don't want to be keeling over on a flight randomly like these people have been. So scary stuff. Hopefully we get some answers and we can all breathe a little easier while we're heading up into the sky. And for the gearheads in the house, we're talking cars, baby. Supercars, a Supercars parade at Cambodia's Angkor Wat has stunned tourists. Cambodia's Angkor Wat Temple, the largest temple complex in the world, hosted a display of luxury supercars, including Rolls-Royces, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis, as part of an event to promote the UNESCO-listed heritage site. Drivers were banned from revving their engines out of respect for the ancient ruins, while the display, organized by Gumball 3000, aimed to set a record for the number of supercars at a World Heritage Site. However, it fell short. The cars attracted significant attention from locals and tourists, with many snapping photos and taking selfies. Well, what do you think? I think this is, it's cute enough, right? Like, I feel like it's a temple. It's supposed to be a respectful place. No revving your engines. You know that had to kill some of the people bringing their cars there because that's what they live for. But at the same time, I think it's a great way to bring attention to Angkor Wat. It's something different, and you know, a little mixing of the traditional with the modern. Why not? I say. So a cute event. I don't know. I kind of like the supercar events and bike events and things like that. Just something to check out and see everybody who's so enthusiastic about those hobbies be able to come and show off and feel a little cool. So yeah, what do you think? Is this appropriate? Are we allowed to bring our supercars to temples? Or should we be respectful and silent and just treat it as the solemn place that it's meant to be? Boo, I say. But let me know your thoughts in the comments over here. All right, guys, that'll do it for the news today. Let me wrap up, and then I'll get into the comments afterwards, guys. Now, yeah. Thank you for joining. I'm so happy to be back. I missed all of you. Thank you for joining in the comments, everybody. Go to thetiger.com as usual if you want more updates throughout the day. What I do here on the show is only about, 6 or 7 of the, dozens of stories that we do every single day. So you can always stay updated about everything that's happening in the land of smiles at thetiger.com. Also, I love when you guys come and join the conversation. You can join the conversation over at ASEANnow.com. You sign up for an account, start talking smack with the other Farangs. It is the largest expat forum in Thailand and dare I say, the fastest growing in the ASEAN region. I'm not sure if we're the biggest yet, but I think we're getting there. So we're broadening our scope and would love to have you join the conversation over there, particularly our fans from, we got people in Vietnam, Singapore, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines. Love to have you guys join the conversation there.